everyone. My mini talk involves utilizing Dewey's experiential learning theory to implement safe elder care for those who live on their own. This topic is especially important to me since I do have an 82-year-old aunt named Tony who does live on her own, for which I will use my experiences with her as my subject. That is her on the right in pink with my mother. Healthcare educators have employed the use of experiential education as a teaching methodology that stimulates a deeper approach to learning, as it encourages elderly people living alone to make connections between theory and practice through discussions, learning activities, and practical experience. The first aspect of Dewey's experiential learning theory is a social environment or a relationship among educators, learners, and the community. Dewey identifies the social environment and the educator's role working together to enhance a positive learning area. Here, the educator would establish a relationship with the elderly resident by providing them with guidance and support needed to implement a safe living environment. For example, when presenting safety tips to the elderly, especially ones with visual impairments, choose a simple font with easy-to-read pictures to prevent confusion. This interaction helps to build a relationship between educator and resident within a safe and comfortable environment. The second aspect of Dewey's experiential learning theory is the way learning occurs. Dewey identifies the knowledge and content organization as key components of education. The educator places residents into a learning experience that allows them to gain knowledge that they can apply later in different settings. Specifically, within a resident's home, it would be important to lead the learning activity of checking the refrigerator for old and outdated food. Double-check expiration dates on all canned and fresh food items. Always reinforce to the elder to wear glasses when they are checking dates. The third aspect of Dewey's experiential learning theory involves preparing for lives as citizens and individuals. Dewey identifies the educator's role and learner readiness as a key part of education. When dealing with the elderly, it is important to assess cognitive levels prior learning. For example, with my Aunt Tony, determining her readiness to learn, some mornings she may not be as alert as other days. Due to her age and slight levels of dementia, learning may be affected. This is where the educator must assess the elder by asking, what activities have you completed so far this morning? Asking questions related to her activities of daily living will give the educator a better sense of elder frame of mind. One of my daily assessment questions to my Aunt Tony involves asking what to do in case of a fire and how to get out of the house. Depending on her physical condition, her walking is limited. We go through a mock session where I ask her to carry out her actions during a fire. Through this assessment, I get a better idea of her cognitive state and determine if other living arrangements may be warranted. The final aspect of Dewey's experiential learning theory is focused on thinking about what the elderly individual has learned. This involves the debriefing session, which allows the educator to assess if the learner has grasped the learning which has taken place. Dealing with the elderly, this is one of the most important aspects of the learning process because it allows the learner to demonstrate the connection between the event experience and the knowledge drawn from the experience. Questions that I have asked myself in dealing with my Aunt Tony include, did she understand what I told her? Did she successfully complete the tasks that I had asked her? Debriefing the experience allows for active learning and an opportunity for my Aunt Tony to integrate given information relevant to safe living within her home by herself. Thus, the debriefing process provides a path for transference into future environment. In summary, Dewey's experiential learning theory allows the elderly to develop a strong ownership for their learning because they place an active role in the personal development of their experience. Thank you very much for listening. This is a picture of my Aunt Tony with my parents.